today's webinar is predicting, not just detecting, in relationship to CMMS. My name is Harry Kohal. I'm Vice President of Eagle Technology, and you can write down my email, harryk@eaglecmms.com, and you'll be able to ask any questions at the end of this session, or if you think of something in the future that you'd like to ask, please feel free to contact myself or your sales representative. Eagle Technology has been in business since 1986, providing enterprise asset management and CMMS software solutions. We focus on customer success and implementation, and as a result, we have thousands of users worldwide who are getting great value out of our software products. We have dealers and distributors and partners in over 34 countries, and our software is available in 27 languages. What are some of the things you think about with CMMS? Well, efficiency, right? Are we doing the right things? Are we spending our time in the right areas? Are we doing the maintenance at the right time? Are we over-maintaining? Are we under-maintaining? These are all pieces of information that a CMMS system will help you determine. We can decrease downtime. Downtime can be reduced through proper maintenance channels by up to 58%. We've seen clients experience tremendous reductions in downtime by shifting their efforts from firefighting into proper maintenance. They can increase their productivity by focusing on doing what's important instead of firefighting. They have moved from demand response, or firefighting as we call it, to preventive maintenance and managing their technicians' time more effectively. I actually have one client that was able to source out his team as a result of the improved efficiencies that they experienced using our maintenance solution. There's an old saying, profit equals revenues minus expenses, okay? That's an accounting statement. And it's easier to earn $1 more in profit by reducing costs than earning many more dollars in revenue. Seems sort of straightforward and seems easy enough, but what we need to understand is that this is a very important statement, and particularly when it comes to maintenance. Customers look at maintenance as overhead, and in this case, we're focusing on making sure that they are seeing the return on their investment. We look at costs within our control, okay, versus the revenue controlled by others. The sales department controls revenue. Maintenance can control costs. We can control the life cycle of assets. We can control energy. We can control a lot of things that are costs for an organization. And most importantly, you can't manage what you don't measure. So a CMMS system gives you the capability to measure the most important things to your organization. So you ask, why use a CMMS system? There's a number of good reasons. First of all, there's a tremendous change in the technology and variety of materials and equipment that's in use today. It's getting more sophisticated, it uses more intelligence within it, and it's harder to find labor that can actually keep up with the pace of the technology. Regulations. We have more and more regulations associated with facilities, whether it's emissions from your generator or if it's the ability to make sure that you're in compliance with things like dock locks or inspections or fire extinguishers or whatever it might be, you need to have documentation in place to make sure that you're following and keeping track of the regulatory and requirements. Labor costs. I mentioned it's harder to find good technicians, and the cost of these technicians are rising. They know that they're valuable. The really good guys, a lot of them are retiring, and the younger people don't have the experience, so those in the workforce are forcing up the cost of labor. We want to be able to manage and measure machine uptime, and a CMMS system will help you do that. We want to also focus on occupant health and safety, and that equals productivity. If people are in a school, or if they're in an office building or in a factory environment where there's bad air or there's safety issues, you don't have great productivity. So maintenance is a key factor, and tracking that maintenance is a key factor in making sure that the people who work in your facilities are healthy and safe. We also can use a CMMS system to manage outsourced maintenance, keep track of our asset inventory, and this goes to a statement going back into my early days in the business when a person stood up at a conference and said, I have 832 windows, I have 214 toilets, I have 183 urinals, and so on and so on. And if you don't know what you have, how do you know what it's going to take to manage it? So having a comprehensive asset inventory is absolutely critical in helping you plan. And of course, knowing what you have and the age of it, warranty information, and things like that are all stored in a CMMS system can help you with capital planning when it's time to replace roofs or boilers or chillers or whatever it might be within your facility. So what does a CMMS system do for you, the maintenance person? Well, it helps you categorize and measure asset life cycle, okay? If a piece of equipment's supposed to last 10 years and it's only lasting 5, that's a problem for the organization, obviously. And I've had clients where that was the case. And the reason the asset wasn't lasting is they weren't doing proper preventive maintenance, okay? You want to be able to assess risk and formulate strategies. How old is a roof? What's the life cycle of it? What's my potential risk in not maintaining it this year or replacing it versus replacing it? Am I spending too much on a maintenance on a piece of equipment where I should be suggesting buying a new one and saving the organization money over the long run? The third item, protecting the company from lawsuits, goes back to that regulatory stuff. If I don't do sidewalk inspections and somebody trips on the sidewalk, I have more of a liability than if I can show that I've protected myself by doing sidewalk inspections, that I've done my fire extinguisher inspections, etc. So that nobody's going to stop anybody from suing in this country, but being able to document that you've done the right things at the right time in today's world is absolutely critical in protecting your company. Maximize your labor efforts, okay? Showing the value to the company. Maintenance is viewed as a overhead cost, okay? When in actuality, it's really a life-saving expenditure. Okay, we protect the equipment, we protect the people, we protect the life cycle of that equipment, and it's very important that we are able to show management the value of the services that our maintenance organization is providing. By doing proper maintenance, you'll minimize energy consumption, okay? If I don't replace filters in an air handling unit, or if I don't maintain my machine properly and it's not running efficiently, it's consuming more energy, the motor's running hot or whatever, it's just not good business, okay? So I want to make sure I'm doing my proper preventive maintenance so that my energy consumption is the minimal it can be. If I track maintenance parts, I don't want to keep stuff on my shelf in excess. I want to make sure that I'm using the parts effectively, that I'm not going out and buying something that's already sitting in my storage area. And the integration of parts usage and making sure that the right parts are used in the system are absolutely critical. And then the system is going to provide key performance indicators and graphs that you can communicate at a summary level throughout the organization. So at this point in time, I'm going to give you a brief Proteus MMX demo. I'll keep it at a very high level. And today I'm going to focus on the mobile unit, which will allow us to talk a little bit about the technician and how important it is to have that technician be efficient in the work that they're doing. So this is the dashboard for the technician, and when they click on the work order, this is touch screen, it's a mobile Surface Pro, they'll get their work orders, okay? And the work order has a priority, and you can select preventive maintenance versus demand maintenance, okay? And you can also look at the description of what the problem is, okay? So here's the case where I want a supply cabinet moved, and so I'm going to start this. I simply touch the start date and it activates. And I can change the employee that it's assigned to, okay? And Laura was the requester. Here's my facility. And I'm going to change the priority to medium, okay? Again, it's all touch screen. And I can put a details into this by simply touching the microphone, and typically this would be done as a result of diagnosing what I did and why I did it. But I can simply use the microphone and put notes into this system. And then I just save my notes, and I've got notes in my work order. If I need to add a task, I can do that. The task capability, I can go in and pick a task. Okay, so this is a demand maintenance task. I'm going to fix what's broken. I could assign it to myself or somebody else. Assign it to David, and just save this. And we're going to start it today. And as I do that now, David's got a start time, and as he works on the system, the timer will keep track of what he's doing, and when he hits stop and complete and save, the information, and I didn't run a full minute, but if I did run a full minute, it would go 01, and I could complete and save that. So now I've added a minute to my work order. If I need to add parts to a work order, I can add stockroom parts or non-stock parts, and I can select a storage area that I'm going to be picking from if I have one defined. Otherwise, I can scan a part, put in the quantity required. It'll allocate one and bring the cost in for me, and I can save it. So the mobile device is designed to allow the technician to be very efficient, okay? They can take pictures and put attachments on the system, okay? So if I choose the camera, and camera's coming up here, and I just take this picture and I want to focus in on something specific, I can do that and show you exactly what I want you to see. And now there's an attachment associated with this work order. And I save that, it's uploaded and visible to anybody. So if I need to show the person that I was doing the work for what the problem was or what I saw, it's an easy way to share the information. We can also look at closed work orders. It's absolutely critical for the technician to be able to see any work that's been done, so they can search by a specific asset. So if I walk up and I've got a QR code or a barcode on my asset, I can scan it and see what work's been done prior to this. I can search by location, which is easy. So if you've got a facility that's got a lot of rooms or something, we've got clients that put a barcode or a QR code on the door frame, on the jamb on the inside, so that if you open the door, you can see it where the hinges are, but if the door is closed, you don't see it, and it's very easy to work with. I can also look at a part and scan it and be a part number and be able to see what work orders that particular part's been used on. I can do inventory transactions. So if I'm walking through an area and I want to scan, and this says that I have one on hand, but I've just counted and I actually have two, I can do a transaction. I could add one. And the reason for this transaction is an inventory discrepancy, and the cost of this part isn't in here, so I can put it in. It's a $2.50 part. I could put a description in here, but I can save this, and now the system is updated so that I now have two of these cylinders on hand, okay? I can get service requests while I'm walking around the floor, okay? So if somebody asks me to do something, I can get the information, okay? Who the requester is, what they want. I can assign a priority to it, okay? I can assign a technician to it. And I can put a work type in. This is a housekeeping issue. I can put in a cost center. Okay, so this is building maintenance, and I can save this, and I can also turn this and accept it and turn it into a work order. So even though I'm on the floor doing work, as a manager, I'm able to see what people are asking me to do and decide, can I do this or not do it, and address it through the service request capability. This would be typically for managers or supervisors. Technicians would not even see the service request module. I can see all of my assets, and again, if I want to create a work order, I'm able to scan the asset, and that scan would bring up the specific asset like this, and I would just go up in the right-hand corner, the three dots, and say create work order, put a description of the problem in, and I'm going to start it today. I could put estimated downtime if I need to, like I'm estimating a half an hour, and then I could record the actual downtime. If I've got miscellaneous labor costs or miscellaneous material costs that go beyond my time and the parts that I use, let's say I'm working with a contractor, the contractor has parts plus I have some parts, I could put that material cost in there as well into this work order. Okay, I could put a cost center in and priority, okay. I can put a work type in, so this is a housekeeping issue, a shift, and I could put a maintenance code in. How did I identify the work? Okay, and then I can save this, and again, the microphone is available for me to put notes into this work order at any time. Please put notes in this work order. And I save it and I'm updated, okay? The system, the mobile user needs to have all of these capabilities, and you can also go in and receive parts based on POs. I don't have any POs in my system, but it's absolutely critical to be able to do everything on the floor. The system right now is all Wi-Fi connected. Most organizations have Wi-Fi throughout their facilities, and we have warehouses, hospitals, university campuses, and all sorts of different clients using the mobile application, manufacturing organizations, and particularly enhancing the efficiency and the quality of their data by using the mobile application and QR coding or barcoding the information on each of their assets. So in summary, you can't manage what you don't measure. And Proteus MMX is a tool that will allow you to measure and manage what's important to your organization. It's very critical in today's world that we show the value of the services, that we keep our staff effective, that we keep our equipment up and running, we protect our equipment from a liability and risk standpoint, and using a tool like Proteus in conjunction with processes and procedures, 5S standards, which Eagle teaches. We've got staff that are certified in 5S, 6S training. So if we can help your organization in any way, shape, or form through the implementation process, we're very happy to do that. There's documentation that we can create that's specific for your processes and procedures. There's a full service behind the software. So thank you this morning for taking time. If you would like a personalized one-on-one demo, we're more than happy to provide that. Just email sales@eaglecmms.com. Our phone number, +1 262 241 3845. And again, this is Harry Kohal thanking you for your time. And if there's any questions right now, you can use the chat box, and I'd be happy to answer them. Okay, so there's no questions. Again, thank you for your time and good day.